Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. Another episode of Be You podcast, part of Supermom's Magic Circle. And today we have Rashi. She is a business coach, and you learn so much from her. Just stay tuned. Before that, just so you know, I have two slots available for business clarity sessions. If you feel that you need to find more about who you are in your business and you really want to step and grow your business, send me a fire and then we can make that happen. Now let's go back to Rashi. She is a mom of two. She has a 4 years old daughter and also a baby, 3 months old. Last year, she made 780,000 in her businesses. She will talk with us about that. Her business and her brand, it's all about putting yourself first. She calls it build a well-being first business that puts you first. Two, three, daily sales without the hassle. She learned the hard lesson that giving it all to the business and not having a life without just being constantly present in your business is not going to work for her any longer. And now she's a business coach and teaching and helping others to spend just a few hours in the business and still grow and get that huge numbers that everyone knows they want. And she says it's not about numbers. It's not always about numbers. Live in the present moment, enjoy your life. Be you and enjoy everything you do. Now, let's welcome Rashi. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Roxandra. It's a pleasure. And thanks for the beautiful introduction.
You're welcome. I'm so impressed by your work, I have to say. We have so much in common, and your story really touched me, especially your Instagram post and everything. It's so authentic. And I'm just so glad to see this strong, powerful mom in front of me and such an amazing business woman. And I want to find more about you. Let's start and tell us a bit about your journey.
Absolutely. No, thank you. Well, I've been in business for 11 years, Roxandra. Grew up seeing my dad, my granddad, they've all been entrepreneurs. So I'm from an entrepreneur family. So it kind of runs in as my dad used to say, it runs in the blood, right? That's what I grew up doing. I worked with corporate companies, but that really didn't satisfy my entrepreneurship, the bug that I had in me. Um, so eventually I did launch my first business in Melbourne, Australia, where I lived for 10 years. That was my first business. It was a coffee shop. I started it with my sister, and we generated over $5 million in sales. But I really just didn't know when to stop. I mean, I was constantly hustling behind the scenes. I was always like thinking about my business all the time. Like that was the only thing I knew. And believe it or not, like I just didn't know when to pause. I would do a product launch, and the next product launch idea was already brewing up in my head. And as entrepreneurs, you already know that we are creative, right? Which means
Yes.
we can have 10 different ideas brewing up in the brain at the same time. And it's overwhelming sometimes. But I still kept going. Like I was like, you know what? This is me, that I'm a hustler. I go for things, I get them. Fine. That worked for a while. And then I started my coaching business. It was going amazing. Then my firstborn daughter was born, and I kind of slowed down, but not really, because she would go to the daycare and I would still get time to write hustle and build the business, get the clients, go on sales calls. I was doing a lot. And then my second one happened, Mahira, this year, right? And now it's like life really forced me to stop, just stop, right? It's like I don't even get 2 to 3 hours to work on my business. I literally just get that much time in between feeding her, running after my toddler, like the 4-year-old when she comes back, household duties, working with my clients, existing clients, the posting content. There's a lot on my plate. So I really had to make a choice. I couldn't go on living like this, right? I mean, burnout should be my middle name. I've burned out so many times in my business that I just thought that that's how, that's how it happens. Like if you are going for your goals, burnout is just part of it.
Mm.
But when she happened, when Mahira came into existence, it was more like life was really forcing me to stop and rethink my strategy, rethink my business. which means that abandoning the businesses that actually got me $782,000 in sales every single year, literally.
Wow.
Yes, and that just means that I had to really like force me to rethink what do you want to do? And the answer that kept coming was put yourself first, Rashi, put yourself first. So what was happening, Roxandra, behind the scenes was I was compromising my own well-being in the pursuit of the next goal, in the pursuit of the next success, in the pursuit of the next pay, the check, the money that was coming in. And it's a form of, it's not a form of self-love
Hmm.
because you're still giving your power away to something external, even if it's your business. I mean, as coaches, we talk and we preach self-love.
We do indeed. So, from what you're telling me, I feel like it was a bit of overachieving. And the majority of the entrepreneurs I work with, especially moms in business,
Mm,
at some point in our life, we do that. And we
mm,
don't know when to stop
no.
until it's hitting you. This is my story as well. And I
Mm,
had to stop because I was forced to stop. I was
mm,
really ill. I was in bed for 3 months. I couldn't move. This is when, after 4 years of struggling, I started actually the stress management coaching
mm,
business.
mm,
But that was the only way I knew that I had to stop. It wasn't the case
mm.
of I wanted it. So, what's your advice? Because you've been through this similar, like you said so many times in a burnout stage. What would you say now to your new clients or to whoever is listening to us? What can they do to avoid that?
Yes. Well, the thing is, if I'm being completely honest with you, I am still operating from that identity. Even though my soul is asking me to stop and I'm building a new business that is anti-hustle approach to building your business, we've already generated a lot of momentum in the business. 67 people have expressed interest in the pilot program that I've launched recently. And it's basically helping them automate their entire business, basically, so that they can run a business that really just needs them 2 to 3 hours in a day to make 2 to 3 daily sales. That's the system I started learning when Mahira was born in January. I started hunting down for systems and for mentors who could teach me, who've done it, who achieved the success by minimal working. Like they don't have to be constantly hustling. And so I found a system. I know it works because I've already had people joining in, signing up, 67 people on the wait list right now. Um, my advice, I mean, honestly, it's still new to me, Roxandra. Like my previous identity is a hustler. And like I get a lot of I feel a lot of pressure. I know how to operate under pressure. But to slow down, I mean, even I still catch myself picking up my phone when I'm feeding my daughter. I still catch myself checking my phone, getting that dopamine hit from Stripe notifications that are coming in my phone. So you know how they call they have this group called AA, Alcoholic Anonymous?
Oh,
I
yes.
I secretly think of starting a community called Business Addict Anonymous, like literally,
That's an amazing idea. You can
right?
get there millions of people joining. Like, yes, let's do it together if you want. Yes.
I would love to I really I dream about creating a space where hustlers like us, we come into a community and we just slow down. Period. We chant together, we meditate, because chanting is the only thing I do to really helps me slow down. Because I'm from Indian background, like I'm a Hindu. So chanting has been kind of in the household. I grew up in India where we have temples every corner. So chanting really helps me slow down, really, because it helps me shift my attention away from the noisy mind to the soul.
That's so good. That's so good.
And the soul is very quiet. The soul is
Mm.
very quiet. As I'm talking, even talking like this feels like helps me to slow down. So the first thing I do now intentionally is when I go to bed, instead of checking my phone, I put my phone on airplane mode and I chant. I've got this beads like a mala and I just chant. I bring myself into the moment, to God, to connect me to God. And that's the first thing I do as well. When I wake up, I don't. pick up my phone, even though my mind wants me to do that because it's the whole identity, right? But now I consciously, I still, by the way, catch myself into the old identity so many times, but it's a journey. That's,
It is.
if I'm being extremely authentic and honest with you about this, I wouldn't say that I'm like way ahead. No,
I
I'm
love
not.
it, Rashi, because this podcast, I told you, be you. It's actually about the real stories moms in
Mm,
business they are facing because we all have challenges and
yeah.
setbacks. And I have clients, they have seven, eight figures, or even more than that, and they still hit the imposter syndrome at some point,
Mm,
or they still feel like they want to do more and more, you know? So it's a learning curve, and you are work in progress, which is
yeah.
good. So
Mm,
I want to ask you so many things. Like I would love to talk more about the period for you. Honestly, I saw your post when you said, this is my last post for this year on Instagram,
mm,
I think it was where I saw it. And I will take 3 months off. I will be
mm,
back in March. I'm about to give birth. I will spend this time with my family and my newborn. And then I come back to business in March. And guess
mm.
what? March came and Rashi posted again and Rashi started all in again. Tell me, how was that for you? And those 3 months being away, which I'm pretty sure you were still cooking
Yeah, I
everything,
was. Mm.
but how was that experience? Did you actually manage to live in the present moment and enjoy giving birth and having a second child and everything?
I did. That's such a beautiful question and actually getting me teary because it was a postpartum, right? Like I had an intense delivery. So she came out, I'll tell you what, 10:45 p.m. I started feeling like I'm having gas in my stomach, right? But it was actually contraction. So I went into labor. Um, by 11:15, I was in the hospital and she was already coming out. So within 45 minutes, she was already pushing.
She knew what
And
she wanted. She knew
she was,
exactly what she wants. I'm quick.
you know,
I don't
she's
want to
very
give
quick.
headaches to Rashi.
And I was in the emergency. They put me in the first room next to the reception, and she came out. But in that moment, Roxandra, when she was coming out, the crowning was happening. I felt the presence of Divine Mother.
Wow, beautiful.
And it was like, wow, this, I mean, in an essence, I felt free, liberated. Even though the body was doing everything, I felt like I was the witness watching the whole thing happening. Like I wasn't in it. The body was doing everything that it needed to do. So I went epidural free this time. First, my firstborn, I took the epidural, but this time I didn't have any time for that, right? She came pretty
Yeah.
quick. So, and that didn't leave me for 3 months. That experience and that touch, being in touch with such a divine presence, I sometimes feel like Mahira is carrying that presence with her. Every time I'm with her, I feel so calm and so present.
Mm,
The 3 months, it was a postpartum, like a recovery period, right? So I still had a lot of healing to do. The body wanted to rest. So the first month, yeah. Comes the second month, I was already cooking up, right? So in February, I had already started hunting down for systems and for a mentor that I could learn from. The system that could really help me um, build a thriving business, a six-figure business beyond that with only 2 to 3 hours that's left on my hand. So I met someone whose model is called the 4 hour consultant model. He really helps business owners to build something with just 4 hours a week. And I was like, this is perfect. So I'm like, wow, I'm gonna teach me. So I learned. But to answer your question, I was really present. I was deeply, and even now, like when I'm with her or with my daughter, my 4 year old, I mean, my 4 year old, she's like all over the place, right? Like she wants to dance and she wants to do a lot of things. But my newborn, as you would know it, Roxandra, they're so pure and they're carrying that deep presence within them, you know? It's like they're
yeah,
so connected to God, right? So for me, all I have to do is just be with her and she takes me into that moment. So I
love it.
catch those moments day to day. Like right now, I was just feeding her before getting on this podcast with you. And when she wakes up, I'm gonna go again. So
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And this is what I learned with my second one
Mhm.
as well. It was the first time when I really took that time. When I'm breastfeeding her, I'm there with her.
Mhm.
I'm holding her hand. Because, like you said, it's just so easy to take my phone and check a few
Yeah.
emails and just reply to this client and like,
Yeah.
and as soon as I stop doing that and just be there with her,
Mm.
I'm really lucky because she probably will do maybe 20 minutes of breast in one session. She's not
Mm.
my boy, she was feeding for like 45 minutes. So I'm like, 20 minutes is not that bad.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, let's go back into what you said early on. You mentioned to me that your whole life you've been around entrepreneurs, everyone in your family, kind of,
Yeah.
or the majority of them. What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned as a girl or as a teenager or later on from them as entrepreneurs?
Is to go after your goals. I mean, that's what my dad taught me. He used to set goals. He used to wake up at 3 a.m. in the mornings. I remember him, and I would wake up with him. He would go for auctions. Like he had a business, a plywood business, like a timber business. He would like create furniture and like he had a big industry. He had lots of employees. Every time I would see him, he was very disciplined. So one thing that I learned from him that is that discipline beats motivation every single time. Discipline is everything. So I have wild goals. Like one of my goals is to actually be alongside Tony Robbins on his, Date with Destiny and UPW events. I actually dream of coaching him. Like I'm sure you can call me delusional. I
No, I
dream of,
don't. I know, not at all. I wrote letters to to Mel Robbins. I never
oh my
sent them
God.
though. Exactly
Yeah.
the same reason, believe it or not. And this was like 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
it is possible. If God gave you that dream or vision,
Yeah.
that means it's possible. You wouldn't think
Mm,
about it if it's not a path for you that you can take,
yes.
right? So go
Mm,
for it. Go be wild. This is
100%.
exactly what I encourage you to do. And I
I
can
love
see
it.
you. I can see you actually training Tony Robbins. He will love you.
Yes, he's amazing. I admire him so much. And one of the other people I admire is Oprah Winfrey. I really long to be on her, the Sunday Soulful Sundays. That one, I really want to be on that talk show. And that's what my dad taught me. He was like, it's a discipline. You keep doing the thing over and over and over every single day. You don't wait for to feel motivated or feel energetic. It's not going to happen. But sometimes as mothers, because the thing is, like, men are driven. My dad didn't have much response. My mother took care of everything, right? Like three kids and everything. My dad took after the household, like earning and everything. But as moms, there's more to that. There's more on my plate. I have my kids. I really
Of
want them to be
course.
raise them as good
Mm.
human beings, right? Not just raise them, but raise them really well. And then I have my household. I have my own well-being, my exercise. I've gotten back into exercise again. Time for my meditations, for my prayers, all of that. It's important to me. So discipline, yes. I mean, I post consistently every single day. I'm on multiple platforms. One post every single day, I will do it because that's it's like brushing my teeth, right? Like you brush your teeth, you post content, the same thing.
And I
But
love you post in a very authentic way. Like, sorry for
mm,
interrupting, but this is what I love about you. And this is what I love about Super Moms Magic Circle, my community, because we are all moms in business. The majority of us are coaches, healers, or therapists. And
mm,
we are real. Like, this is my thing. I'm like, you need to really create a business that's going to work for you. Needs
yeah,
to talk your language, needs to be literally exactly how you want to run. You have to be the
yeah,
CEO of your business and create a business you're going to love and it's going to create the life you desire. Because
mm,
this you are in control, right? I mean, you
100%.
should. And your content, I remember I saw the content with the little one and you said in there, I think it was a video if I remember right, and you mentioned about how everything goes, but those moments, like you cuddling her and jiggling with her, those moments are now. Money do come and
Mm,
go, health do, like everything else, like present moment is the most important one.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about numbers as well. So
Mm.
let's go back. On your coffee shop business, you made 5 million in sales. The other businesses that you had last year, 780,000.
Um,
I know numbers are just numbers, but
mm.
how those numbers made you feel?
Well, to be honest, the $782,000 in sales and the profit was just $2,000. And I'll tell you why. Because I invested a lot in joint ventures last year. It was all about joint partnerships. I invested heavily into done for you agencies, marketing agencies, which was helping my clients, get leads basically. So a lot of money went there, but it feels good to obviously it feels amazing to see the numbers, right? Like which means that you have offers that are validated. Money is coming in, means you have offers in your business that are validated. People want it,
This
right?
is insane. I'm shocked. Sorry, Rashi. 718 sales and net profit 2,000.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is, oh, girl, we need to
I
talk.
went, yes. So I have a business partner and I hired a lot of employees last year. So a whole agency I hired to serve my clients, to give them the best results because I'm extremely passionate about giving results to my clients. So which means that I will take it upon me to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can so that they succeed. And in that, I obviously heavily invested in mentorships, which I have no regrets about, by the way. It was a learning curve. Um, but I invested heavily into joint ventures, partnerships, and invested into employees, hiring a lot, agencies. So all of the money, mentorships. So out of that, all of the money literally went there. When I did my taxes, I was like, wow, like the influencers are talk. A lot of influencers talk about, I made this much money in a month, right? When they say that, it's all about sales. And not many people talk about profits, right?
Yes, you're so
Yes.
right. And the expenses, like, no, you don't really hear that. Well, I'm
No,
glad you
no.
mentioned that. So,
Yes,
Rashi,
exactly.
your next program, let's talk about it because I love
Okay.
it. Those things that honestly, it's gonna be so hot and this market
Mm.
is huge. I can see
Yeah.
it. It's gonna be the next billionaire, millionaire, whatever you wanna call it. It's gonna be you, I'm sure. Why? Because we all want less time in our business, but a
Yeah.
business is still going to work for us. So automation, systems, innovation, all of those things are
Yeah.
definitely something everyone looks for. Tell us about the new program you are launching, or you already launched, I think, or you're still.
Yes, yes. So the doors are still open. I mean, we're closing doors on May 10th. So the program goes live on May 12th. We're doing it with a few number of students into a pilot program or a beta program. So again, because I'm kind of relaunching my brand, everything is centered around work less for whatever hours you have, but make sales. That's basically the brand message is to put your well-being first, to put your family first, put God first, and then business, right? So the way this program works and it helps you generate 2 to 3 daily sales on autopilot, and it's not going to happen overnight. So it's a 12-month program. So 12 months I work with these people, and a lot of people have registered, signed up. What I do with them is two main things. One is helping them create a micro offer. So in the coaching industry, there's two thoughts, right? Two thoughts of opinion. One is you only have to sell your high ticket coaching. I've done that in the past. I was selling deals for $8,000, $12,000. And then one thought says create a low ticket offer, which then automatically sells your higher ticket offers. This is the route that I'm going now. Is one micro offer, small offer, done right, right? It sells all of your high ticket offers, basically.
It
That's what I
does.
did. Yes. But that's just not enough. We've got to have systems that can hold and sell those offers on autopilot. So that's why 2 to 3 sales daily, which means you're probably selling a couple of two low ticket offers and one high ticket, right? Which is manageable. And a system can do that. So those are two secret ingredients, but the foundation is still your brand message. It's important to have a message that people relate to. And I've seen this in the coaching industry. A lot of people talk about niching down, which is fine. I am also pro that, but that's not enough. What's happening in the coaching industry is a lot of new coaches are talking to beginner clients. What I mean by that is they'll say, I help you reduce, lose weight, or I'll help you lose 15 pounds within 60 days. It's not enough because the thing is, you want to attract clients that are already doing something for their well being. So it's like I help executives who are already going for their afternoon walks, right? Already investing into their health and well-being. I help them lose 50. Now you're talking to more advanced clients. So I teach that as part of my program is to create content that is speaking to people who are already taking action and create your
Absolutely.
yes, and create your brand according to your message should be talking to people. So my content is talking to coaches who are already going on sales calls, but they have a family life and they don't really, they're like kind of burning out in the process and they want to kind of step away from that route and now build a lean, clean business which puts them first.
Well, that's beautiful, Rashi. I have to say, in that case, my whole audience, it's a perfect match for you. Everything you just said, I've been through. I have to say, I did the high ticket as well a few years back.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. The secret that worked for me and my business was the low ticket. And I have to say it
Mm,
because it was on not necessarily autopilot, it's too much, but it was, let's say, a passive income for me.
mm,
Because like an ebook or like a small course or like a small program, like something that
yeah.
I managed to sell that years after. And it's
Mm,
still just I produced that only once, right? Yeah, I do adapt it and I can do extra things with that, but it's still there. So that's beautiful. And
amazing.
action takers, absolutely. Absolutely. Because yes, absolutely. So the question,
Right.
yes. It's the first time when I have someone who actually, I feel like you are in my brain and in my heart in the same time. Like that connection is like, it's so pure and I love it. I love it. How would you say, because the majority of my audience and the community, they are coaches and they are already there. They are doing it. They are living it. For them, it's just the case now to scale it or
Mm,
or to adapt to the motherhood now because
mm,
they just become a mom or they just go back into business after they had the child and they had to do some changes in there.
yeah.
So it's beautiful. Automatization and systems is definitely something we all need because we want less time in our business, like I said before. How can we start reaching those advanced clients?
Excellent question. So it's through your content. It's through your messaging. That's the first thing. Your content should be speaking to, and by the way, in the beginning, you might not have proof. Trust me, like in the beginning, I was working with new coaches. So for me to transition and kind of leave them behind was a hard decision. And a lot of time as coaches, we kind of battle with that decision. Hey, but my previous message was that, and my previous content was that. The thing is, you have changed, you have evolved, and so should your brand. It's okay to pivot. That's what I would say. So, how can you call those people in? What I do personally, and I would highly recommend everyone to do it, I become a VIP member of most of the Facebook groups. Now, I don't have a huge audience. My Instagram probably has 1,200 followers. My Facebook probably has like 3,000 friends and, followers. My LinkedIn probably has uh, very less followers as well. So what I do is I borrow audience. So I love, because I'm a marketer, I love marketing. So I actively join paid Facebook groups and become a VIP member. What I do is if I'm launching something, I start to build hype around it. Like start to tease it. So that something is coming, something's brewing up, or I will show them like the behind the scenes BTS, which is like for example, when I was getting away from sales calls, I already announced in Facebook groups that hey, I'm a mom of two kids. True, like it's authentic, right? Like I'm not even making it up. I'm a mom. I can no longer afford to go on sales calls. Who's coming with me? Simple. And I got like, I still get comments. There's like 132 comments. Like, oh my God,
Mm.
yes. Oh my God, yes. How are you going to do it? And I got people that were anti that as well. Like, oh, good luck building your business without sales calls. But I had decided, and that's what it is. Like, you decide that that's what you need to be doing.
That's
It
so
or
valuable there, Rashi. I have to say that's so valuable. And this is exactly my method. This was my secret to
mm,
success. It's beautiful. And then also the other thing I do, I go in lots of public speakings or podcasts
excellent.
or
I love
delivering
it.
summits or master classes for
Exactly.
other audience as well. And that will be my new audience, right? So that's another thing.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. I
Thank
love
you,
that.
Rashi.
Yes. Yes, that's it, Roxandra. So, like, I'm getting on your podcast, right? I mean, I didn't know that you have moms in your podcast. I mean, now I know that's amazing. But yeah, that's it. Get visible. Because once we have a message that needs to be shared with the world, it's your duty, it's your responsibility to get visible, like let more and more people know about it. I think the majority of coaches get stuck because they they haven't really carved out that brand's message yet. They feel
Mm.
like,
That's the
and
hardest
that's,
part. That's really hard. It took me years. It took me
yeah,
years and
same.
tons of money, tons of coaches and mentors and programs. So it's tough because yeah, it is. Thank you so much. I would love to talk with you nonstop, I have to say, but
Yes.
let's end up this episode.
Yes.
Last question for you, Rashi. What BU means to you?
Mm. Oh, be you means to really connect to your soul, to who you truly are. And God has put us on this earth for a purpose. We all have a message within us that God wants us to deliver. When you're being you, you're honoring what God wants you to do, the most authentic version of you. That's what be you means to me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And everyone who listened today, go and get in touch with Rashi. You saw how lovely she is. You can feel her energy. You can see how honest and open and transparent she is. Just go and check her work. Have a message, have a chat, see if she can help you, and let's connect and build our businesses together. So this is all from her today. And also send me that fire. If you are really ready and you really want to find out how can we make that business work for you, just send me the fire. We can go and jump on a disco call, as I call it, get your magic out, change a few things or add a few things or destroy a few things that then don't work anymore. And then we can create a new version of you in your business. This was all from today. Be You Podcast continues. Keep on smiling, keep on shining. Bye.